Hey, my eyes are up here. Hey, welcome to Big Lou Barbecue and the things I want to do. All right, and today let's do us a product review. Yeah, not barbecue. We're gonna be in the kitchen. We'll make us a cheesesteak omelet in the newest member of the Big Lou cooking crew. All right, so I want to give you a review. I should have bought one of these a long time ago. Wanted one for a long time. Should have broke down and bought one for a long time. Yep. A week or two ago, I went to my local hardware store here in Southwest Louisiana. It's an Ace hardware store, and it's sort of regional, called Stein. And I bought me this large carbon steel skillet. This is the 10-inch carbon steel skillet. And it's my third piece of large carbon steel. I do have a carbon steel omelet pan, a little small one I rarely use because you could only make like a 1 or 2 egg omelet in it. This one, I make a 3 egg omelet. We're gonna make us a cheesesteak omelet. Yeah, you know, based on the Philly cheesesteak idea, we're gonna put bell peppers in it, but we're gonna, make us a cheesesteak omelet, all right? And in this, with provolone cheese and all that good stuff, all right? So anyway, I like it. I like it a lot. I also bought one of these little handles that slides on. If you ask me, the handle kind of doesn't stay put. It kind of slides off. If you squeeze it, you can hold the griddle, the pan, all right? If you squeeze it, you can hold it. But if I let it go, you see the pan slides out, all right? I guess that's good because I can just slide this on real quick while it's hot, put it in the oven, and pull it on off of there and let it sit there like that, you know? So I guess it's good, but it does not grip it very well. You gotta squeeze it and you can hold it, but if you don't squeeze it, the pan will slide out. All right, so this was like $7 or something, and the pan I paid $39 for at the hardware store. No, it's not a sponsored video or anything like that. All right, but I gotta tell you, I really like this piece of large carbon steel. It's my third piece of large carbon steel, and you've seen the other pieces I've used on here before, because I'm usually a cast iron guy, but I like the carbon steel. You've seen me use this, I've made paella in it and stuff like that. I've had this since 2013, it's now 2021. All right, so I've had it, what, 7 years? All right, 8 years. So sometimes I mess the seasoning up in it, but I cook a lot of things in this. I do. I use it like a wok, and I make paella in it, and arroz con pollo. I make all kind of stuff with this, all right? I love it. You've seen it on my show, out on the grill, everything. And you've seen me use this too. This is also large carbon steel. It's called the grilling pan. I've grilled fish in this. This was sent to me by a fellow YouTuber, Biggs, over at Biggs Home Cooking. When he decides to make videos, he makes good ones. He doesn't always decide to make videos, but when he does, he makes good ones. And he gave me this one. Look at that, yeah. This is large right there. Large. Or maybe you need to look at it like that. Large right there. Peekaboo. Let's review this skillet. Look, y'all. Oops, you see that? I hit the tripod. I'm sorry about that. This is not a professional show. You're watching me. Just a fella having fun with food, fire, and a phone camera. First thing I cooked in this was some home fries. They were good. Next morning, I cooked some bacon. You know, the kind of good bacon that you got to slice yourself. Cooked some bacon. And then I've cooked chicken livers in it, twice, sauteed chicken livers. I've done an omelet in it. I've done cornbread in it, just put it in the oven to make cornbread with. I've cooked in it almost every day since I got it, maybe a little less than 2 weeks ago. All right, anyway, I've had no trouble with it. You know, a lot of people complain about large cast iron and large carbon steel as being rough. The rough texture helps the seasoning grip. You know, my large cast iron skillet, I've had well over a decade. It's smooth. I never sanded it or anything like that, just kept seasoning it and it gets smooth. This may be a little smoother than it was a week or so ago. But anyway, eggs cook well in it. I'm gonna demonstrate that with a cheesesteak omelet. Hey, I've run my mouth for 4 minutes now, but I wanted to talk about how good I like this, how good this pan is and how much I like this pan. Let's say it that way. All right, how good this pan is and how much I like it. All right, if you're interested in getting one, I recommend it. If you're into carbon steel, cast iron, that kind of stuff. Cooks like, I cook steak in it too. Yeah, it does. It cooks a lot like cast iron. It heats up faster, cools off a little faster, but it does hold the heat and it gives a good even sear to it. You just treat it like you would maybe cast iron. It's a little harder to season carbon steel, but it's a very similar process. All right, so let's get this cheesesteak omelet cooked. All right, yeah, I'm using Steak-Umm. I spent my teenage years in the 80s. They used to advertise on MTV. Yep, buy it at the Dollar General store. I'm using Steak-Umm. I got some provolone cheese. We're gonna use 4 slices. I got an onion and I got a bell pepper. I know bell peppers don't go in a traditional cheesesteak. You know what? This is an omelet, not a cheesesteak sandwich anyway. I'm putting bell peppers in mine. And I tell you what, if I had an Anaheim or a poblano, I'd be using that instead too. Kick it up a notch, you know? Bell peppers are kind of boring. I've got 3 fresh yard eggs, came from my neighbor's chickens. They got some chickens. They said, hey, Big Lou, we got chickens and we got eggs running out our ears. I thought they were gonna give me a dozen or 2. Walked over there, 4.5 dozen eggs they gave me. So I got these yard eggs. They're on this paper because I gotta wash the chicken butt guts off of them before I use them. And I'm gonna beat those, mix them up. I'm gonna cut up the onions, julienne the bell pepper, and we're gonna get this omelet made, y'all, in that carbon steel skillet. All right, I'm cooking this on an induction stove, and if you can see right here, that's 6.5. That's about where I'm going to cook it. It goes all the way up to 7, 8, 9, and then the high. Well, I'm going to cook it on about 6.5. All right. After, 7, it's 6.5, 5.5. And it gets down below 3. It goes in cycles of 0.2. All right. So anyway, I'm going to say this is medium-high heat on this induction stove. I do put parchment paper under it. Just helps keep the stove clean from splatter and whatever. And you can do that if you have an induction stove. I would not do it with a regular glass cooktop. All right. Let's get some olive oil in here and get this heating up. And we're going to throw in the onions and the bell peppers. I know an official Philly cheesesteak doesn't have bell peppers, it's just onions, but I've never been to Philly, and this is the way I'm doing my cheesesteak omelets. This isn't even a sandwich anyway, it's an omelet, right? I want bell peppers in it. All right, I can hear that oil start to sizzle as I sprinkle a little bit of water in there. So we're gonna put that much. How much? That much. You know what, let's go this much. It's your omelet, you put as much as you want to. It's your baby, you spank it. I'm gonna throw a few more onions in there, all right? And we're gonna get these browning up, griddling up. They slide around pretty easy. Of course, I do have a lot of olive oil in it, but I've had no problems with anything sticking in this pan. All right, let's get some black pepper on there. Why? Because I want black pepper. And let's get some of this Himalayan pink salt. Why? Because that's what I have, all right? And, I like Himalayan stuff, like Himalayan possum. I cook some of that sometime. I find a Himalayan on the road and I cook Himalayan possum. All right, these onions are starting to brown a little bit. The peppers are starting to soften up some. And what I'm gonna do is just put the Steak-Umm in there. It's just the 2 little slices that come between the parchment paper. And we're just gonna put it in there right there, like that. And we're gonna add some black pepper to it. And we're gonna add some salt. All right, who doesn't like Steak-Umm? Come on, it's Steak-Umm, If you grew up in my generation, you watch that on MTV, they always made them look good. You see it's starting to turn brown like that, so you flip it over. Now, this is when it's gonna fall apart because it is thin sliced steak, all right? And now we start just cutting it like this. Yes, I am using metal utensils in my carbon steel pan. Lodge says you can use whatever kind you want. I have no problem using metal utensils in my cast iron and carbon steel. My son is bothered by it because of the noise. I think that's one of the reasons a lot of people don't like it, because of the noise. But if it's seasoned well and I'm not sitting there grinding on it, I've got no problem using metal in my cast iron or my carbon steel. But a lot of people do. If you're using yours and you don't want to use metal utensils, don't use metal utensils, all right? Now we're just gonna kind of mix this all up with the peppers and stuff. I'm gonna let it griddle down just a little bit more, and we're gonna pull it out of here, put the eggs in here. All right, just a minute or 2 later, we're gonna just set this over here on this plate, and we're gonna put them back into the eggs once the eggs are cooked. So you see what I'm doing, just getting them out of here. All right, peppers and onions are set to the side. I'm not gonna bother deglazing the pan or anything like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and put these eggs in here, 3 eggs, fresh from my neighbor's chicken pen. If you ain't got a neighbor with a chicken pen, move. I don't have to raise the chickens, and they still give me the eggs, all right? I want to thank them so much. All right, I get all that out of there, and we're just gonna let that cook just like that until I'm ready to put the stuff back in. All right, just wanna make sure, see how easy it's freed up around the edges there? Oh yeah, now let's do this. You ready? You ready? Here we go. Ah, it didn't work, did it? You ready? You ready? Woo! Look at that. Now, get over here where you belong. Now that I've flipped it, I've neatly just tore the provolone in half, and we're just gonna take some cheese and just do it like that right there. Watch that, I'm put that right there, and it's not gonna melt because this is a induction stove. Only the pan is getting hot, all right? Now, we're gonna scrape all this good feeling right in there like that, all right? Just like that. Let's add a little bit more salt. And that was pepper. A little more salt too, all right? And put these two slices. See how neatly I tore those? Those just, man, dang, I got talent. All right, we'll just put it right like that. All right, now we're gonna take this and we're just gonna fold it over like that right there. Slide it, it slides easy, comes apart easy. Get in there, provolone, get in there, get in there, get in there, tuck everything inside, just like that. Look at that. That egg looks perfect on that side too. After we flipped it, flips easy in this skillet. Love this carbon steel skillet. Should have bought one a long, long time ago. Now, got 2 more slices of provolone. We're gonna put it on just like that, and we're just gonna sit there and just kind of let that melt a little bit. If I had a lid, I'd probably put a lid on there, but there's no real reason to do that. This is going to be a delicious, delicious omelet. All right, it didn't take long. That cheese has gotten gooey and melted. Look at that right there. You see that's kind of like burning right there, but it's not gonna stick to that carbon steel pan. And like I said, I've only had this about a week or so. All right, the whole omelet comes out. I did wipe the plate off that I was storing the peppers and onions until it's time to put them on there like that. And I'm not gonna taste test this one because it is for my daughter, all right? I would definitely put some Tabasco on this, Crystal on this, your favorite hot sauce, canola, whatever it is. I can't eat eggs without hot sauce. I don't think my daughter can either. All right, y'all know my daughter Hannah. She doesn't want to be on camera this morning because she's a beautiful 18-year-old lady and she does not want to be on camera this early in the morning. But she's right off camera and she's willing to give a testimony as to how good this tastes. You can hear my omelet, onions and stuff starting to sizzle in the pan. Hannah, say hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
How's that omelet, baby? I make your omelets. She says my other omelets suck.
The cheese is good. So,
the cheese is good? Is the cheese ooey gooey? All right, there you have it. Hey, Lodge Carbon Steel Skillet. I love it, love it. You're gonna see it out on the grill. You're gonna see it on the Big Lou Show coming up. Thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue. And thank you for Hannah, my official omelet taste tester.